Fred is considering killing himself, but is unsure how to go about it. There must be endless ways to perform such a task, he thought to himself. But you can only pick one, he replied to himself. This is something Fred had never done before, and he wanted to do it right. Fred sits at his desk, considering all the possibilities, and takes out a fresh sheet of lined paper. He begins making a mind map to help him think, because Fred is a visual thinker. He begins by listing the classics: hanging, drowning, electrocuting, and shooting yourself in the head. Fred likes the idea of that last one. He had never handled a real gun before, and certainly never at his own head. This is exciting, he thought to himself. I might never get the chance to do this again, he replied to himself. After considering it again more deeply, he decides against this idea. As much as he would like to hold a gun and feel the power and satisfaction of taking his own life with the pull of his own finger, he realized how mainstream it was. So many people had used this method time and time again. There was probably someone doing it right now. Probably more than one person doing it right now, he thought to himself. Fred didn't want to be like everyone else. Fred was different. He had his own thing going on, and he wanted everyone to know that. He realized that he had to get more creative with this. Do something that nobody had done before. Leave the world in style, like going to a party in a limousine, or being the first man to walk on the moon. Fred began thinking of new ways of suicide, unique ways to kill yourself. Laughing to death, inflating yourself with helium until you pop, swallowing a crisp the wrong way, eating yourself, death by paper cuts, pulling your eyeball out, pulling both your eyeballs out at the same time, sticking a freshly sharpened pencil up your nose and through your brain, drowning in the biggest cup of tea in the world. Fred was teeming with ideas. He felt inspired, unstoppable, invincible. He wanted to try out all his wonderful ideas one by one, but he knew that that wasn't possible. He knew that he only had one shot at this, so it better be a good one, he thought to himself. Fred suddenly had a large list of ideas staring at him, conceived from his own imaginative mind. He felt like a kid in a candy store, except in this candy store you could only buy one sweet, and that was it. Pretty crappy candy store, he thought to himself. He then wondered how much sugar it would take to kill him in one sitting. Probably quite a lot, he concluded. He then remembered that he liked sugar. He liked sugar a lot. Every time he made himself a cup of tea, which was about 6 to 11 times a day, depending on his mood, he would put 3 cubes of sugar in his mug and feed himself exactly 5 sugar cubes from the jar. He then remembered all the other things he liked.